in case I get some good nuggets out of you.
Okay. Do you hear any background noise from my end?
I don't think I hear anything. I don't think I hear anything.
Okay.
And we have our other guest, Ivy McQueen. She is my partner in crime. She is the PR specialist, and we work together on a lot of different projects. And I love having her here. And everybody else who's on the call already, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm going to explain how my blabs work and what we're going to talk about. And if you're watching on the website, on the Showtime Media website, Showtime Media Academy, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm going to tell you guys how to ask questions. We have people on Blab who are watching, and we have people that you will go over to Facebook and ask your questions if you don't have a Blab account. And here's how that's going to work. So on Facebook, I have a group called Instant Star Maker. And inside Instant Star Maker is where you will be able to ask all of the questions. So I have a separate tab that's open, and I go over to Instant Star Maker, and I let everybody know we're live. It's a wonderful community. And what I do is I open it up. Let me turn off my chat so we don't have interruptions in the wrong place. But what I do in the Instant Star Maker is that we change and edit the group settings. And we edit the group settings so that everybody can ask a question. So right now it's open. Members and admin can post, and it doesn't have to be approved. So in the Instant Star Maker group, I'm going to put down that we are live. Ivy, are you in my Instant Star Maker group? Let me see if Ivy's gotten on and we can hear you. Oh, she's calling in again. So let's get her on. We want to double check mics and everything before we officially start. We've got 2 minutes left. And let's see if she gets in. We're gonna give her some hand raises so we can encourage her to come in.
And how do you do that?
Now, Ivy, you must be on those little hands. I'm going to tell everybody. So the little hands like this are props. They're like a high five. So what you do is when someone says something that helps you, click on that and give them some props. So Ivy, make sure you are using Chrome or Firefox. Chrome or Firefox. That could be the problem. And also, if you guys are in the room and you're watching, go ahead and click on Zelda Maze and click on Ivy so that you can follow them. You can know more about when they're back on. High Power of Oneness, love you. Glad to see you there. Powerful lady. I've been eating a little piece of candy, so that's why I'm coughing, because of course the candy is going down the wrong way.
Here, have a sip.
Exactly. I drank all my water. I actually just got off of a radio show that was 90 minutes, you guys.
Oh my God.
I haven't, and I talked a lot of the time. I have not been on a show that long in a while. So I haven't had dinner.
Oh, wow.
Two pieces of candy and a glass of water. So we're gonna see how this blab goes.
Okay.
So I think the problem with Ivy is that she is not. She says she is on Firefox. Okay. So check your settings for the correct camera and the OK to open up. You got to click about twice. So anyway, everybody watching, the little hands are for you to give people props and thank them for being on the air like that. The questions are on the other side. So when you have a question, you type Q / and then This is my question. So when you are putting the question out there, it actually will, I'm sorry, Q and backslash
Okay.
the other way, but going that way. Um, Here we go. Let's see if we can make it right. That way I will see it and it should show up. Yes. Thank you, Power of Oneness. Thank you, Felicia. Yes. The questions are supposed to show up on the other side. Or maybe it's this, huh? Oh, it's /Q. See, I haven't done a blab in so long. I don't even know. Welcome, Sharice Irby. This is your first day on Blab. I'm honored to have you come and spend time with me. Time is life, and so when you're spending time with me, that's highly important. So we're gonna figure out, hopefully Ivy can get on here and get on there because she's got some important stuff and she should be there. Hi, Charlene Day. Welcome, sweetie. Good to see you. Thank you for supporting. It is all good. Hi, Tracy Cooper. Glad to see you. If you guys have questions, we're going to go in there. So Media Mondays is all about getting the media, using the media to grow your business and to push your agenda forward. It is so important that you, number one, know how to get in the media, know what to do when you get there, and make use of it for your business. And it's not about creating a free commercial.
Right.
The media sells commercials. They're not here to give you a free commercial. Hello, Resume. How are you? She's got the baddest business cards ever. Love her business cards. Hello, Terrence Leffridge. Terrence Leffridge has a show, so you guys need to get to know him because he could be someone who could put you on the air. So you need to definitely meet Coach Terrence. So we've got some great people here tonight. You want to get to know everybody. So if you're not following them, absolutely follow them. Yes, he is unstoppable. So we're talking about the media, how it works together. And one of the things I wanted to address tonight is I also want to talk about confidence. Some of you out there are not confident. Now, I know that you're coaches. I know that you're trainers. I know that you know you're a child of God. I know that you know all of that. But we all go through phases of life where we don't become confident. And I remember for some reason, I'm not sure what was going on, but after my father passed away, I felt like I had lost my biggest cheerleader. Now, this was a while. You guys don't have to cry. My father's been gone since 2009, and I'm doing much better now. But at that time, 2009 and 2010, I really, really felt like I had lost my biggest cheerleader. My mother was still around. My parents were together until he died. And so I felt a little bit lost. I felt a little bit untethered from the earth. That's the only way I can describe it. And I will say my confidence was at a very, very low point. Now, I'm not sure why I equated my father being gone with my confidence, and I'm over it, so I don't, I'm not dealing with it now, but that's really where I was. 2009, 2010, I was miserable because we knew he was going to pass. I spent the whole year, trying to prepare myself for his passing, and then he passed, and, we had to deal with that. So I know that there are peaks and valleys when you powerful people, you guys are some of the most powerful people I know. We got Mr. Unstoppable on here. We have a woman on this call, Zelda, in the chat room that was so powerful. She changed the whole atmosphere of an entire hotel, an Embassy Suites. I'll tell you about that experience one time. And so we've got some powerful people on here. And then I'm not talking about just having a bad day. I'm saying that even within powerful people, we have to admit there are phases of our life that we go through where we are not confident. And that's why I brought Zelda on. I wanted her to really address confidence, to really talk to everybody, the tribe. I call my tribe the stars, Zelda, so you can talk to the stars. And the stars, some days they're not shining as bright as they should be. And I want this call as we go into 2016 and we go into Media Mondays. That's one of the things I want to talk about. I want to talk about getting your mojo back, keeping your mojo, staying confident, staying in the game, mentally up here. So I'm going to let Zelda introduce herself. She's our new friend. You guys are going to be seeing more and more of Miss Zelda. So get used to it. I don't know anybody else named Zelda, and I just like saying her name, Zelda. So I can now say I know somebody named Zelda. I personally think that's awesome. But go ahead and introduce them to you. She and I met on social media, but we talked. We immediately got a chance to talk and connect. She wasn't all talk to my assistant and I'll get back to you. She was just really cool, and she's busy too. You know, she came on at a very short notice, and I really appreciate her making herself available. So, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Zelda M. Haynes.
Thank you, Dr. Wright. Thank you. Well, a little bit about myself. I am an author. I started out a life coach and I ended up an author and public speaker. And I can definitely relate to having those moments when your confidence is gone. I used to talk so much as a child that they said, I had an aunt that called me Mal. Like that was actually my nickname. Like, hey, Mal, she's over here. And everyone's like, she talks so much. And I was like, okay, well, it's my curse, but it's my gift. So as I started coaching, it was easy to talk to people one-on-one because it's just you and the guys or you and the girls or whoever in the room. And then I gave this seminar and it was okay. And then things kind of took off because I had 3 books out and I had to get a PR. I tell you, when I got that first radio interview, my throat went dry. My hands were shaking. I had my notes, even though it was in front of me. I couldn't tell you what was on the paper. Everything just went black, which was something I didn't expect to happen because I was one of those people where don't put a mic in front of me because I'm going to take it. But when the light is on you, it's a different feeling. And what I come to understand is that to get that confidence, you got to know your product, first of all. You have to know and believe that what you're bringing to the table is valuable. Whenever I get ready to do something, I say, what is my POP, my POP? That's my person, my obstacle, my pain. And not necessarily mine, but the people that I'm dealing with. In order to know that you're bringing something valuable, you need to know the pain of the people you're addressing, what their obstacles are, and what type of person they are. And when you take that and you say, you know what, I can help them, you understand that what you have is valuable, then you should allow yourself that moment of glory, not egocentric, not conceited, but allow yourself that moment of glory and deliver because people are depending on you. So don't look at it as I'm going to go out there and make a fool of myself. There's always going to be someone who may not like your message. There's always going to be someone who disagrees with you. But when you understand that you're connecting with a person's pain, a person's obstacle, and a person's, and see, even now I get a little thrown off. I'm like, okay, I have my notes here, but it will happen. But when you know who you're talking to and you know what you're bringing to the table, it is your responsibility to come
Yes.
out full force. Come out full force.
Your responsibility to come out full force. So here I
Yes.
am. I know it's my responsibility to come out full force. And thank you guys, Charlene and Terrence and thank you guys for sharing on Facebook and Twitter to invite your friends. And Felicia, thank you for sharing. What about with that time? I'm not full. I need to come out full force, but I'm not there.
Well, see, Dr. Wright, I'm a person, and one of the things I teach my clients is you have to do everything on purpose and with intent. So when you wake up in the morning, matter of fact, before you went to bed last night, it should be on your agenda what your goal is for the next day. So you may not feel confident that next day. You've already had it written out. And once you've already put it in your mind what tomorrow is going to be like, the energy flows. You just have to have that, like that book, one of the books I wrote, Working Faith with Action. You have to connect what your intention is and what your purpose is. And when you do that, and it takes repetition, nothing is done overnight. But when you do that, you will find that confidence flows freely because you woke up knowing what you were going to do. So you really have no excuse unless you went to bed and didn't write down what you wanted tomorrow to be like. It's not your job to determine if you're going to make it till tomorrow. That's not your job. Your
Okay.
job is to say, if I'm here, boom.
This is what
You
I'm
know
going
what I
to
mean?
do. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Have that listed out. The white space on your calendar is not a good thing. That blank
No.
space, fill it in with the things you need to do. And on a
Yes.
practical side, you can do it two ways. You can block the time in your calendar, whether you're writing or you're using Google calendars. From 10 to
Mm-hmm.
10:30 you're going to do X. From 10:30 to 11 you're going to do Y. Then you're going to take a break. Then you're going to do this.
Mm-hmm.
My friend Dave Lacani teaches the uh, 45-15 or 50-minute 10 minutes. 45 minutes work, take a 15-minute
Mm-hmm.
break, and then 45 minutes work.
Uh-huh.
Don't get distracted. Don't get other things. You can block time. I use a planner. I actually developed a planner over time. I'll share the page with you guys. But on my planner, I don't put the time in there because I have a calendar online where I keep all the things that are planned for specific times. Also, I don't write on the page or on my to-do list the times because people can make appointments with me automatically and it'll show up on my schedule. That's not going to
Mm-hmm.
show up on my separate list. So I want to
Right.
make sure I'm not writing over times when people are making appointments. So my calendar is one thing, and then my to-do list or whatever. And here's what's on my to-do list. I don't know if this will be helpful to anybody, but I don't know. I feel moved to share it, Zelda. So I'm going to share it. What I have is I do have my to-do list, the date in my to-do list, but at the top on the right, I have quotes. And what I do is I decide what is my quote for today. And I'll do some reading ahead of time. I do some different things. There may be something that's stuck in me. And so I'll put in my quote. Maybe I was reading Terrence's book, and so my quote is, I am unstoppable. That's my quote for the day. I don't
Yes.
necessarily you can look for somebody else's quotes, but it's sort of like develop your own quotes. So I'll
Yes.
use I am unstoppable. And all day while I'm looking at my to-do list,
Mm-hmm.
this is kind of how it looks. Let me show you guys. I'm not going to show it to you up close, but I want you to know my total business. But this is where the quotes go. So today's
Okay.
quote was, I expect to win. So as I'm
Yes.
going through my to-do list, I expect to win. How's this phone call going to go? I expect it to go good. How's this blab going to go? I
Exactly.
expect it to go good.
Exactly.
This keeps me on track. Then over here, I have my goals. Now, my goals are not my to-do list for today. My goals are bigger than that. I hope this is helpful for you guys. Hi, WTT Inspiration. My goals are some of the things I want to do. Like one of the things I want to do is have a big Disney cruise for a large amount of my family. Big dreams and goals, not things that are going to be accomplished tomorrow, just things,
Mm-hmm.
big things that I choose to go so I can remember the dream. And then
Right.
over here, I have in this blue section, I have 3 to 5 people to call. Now, this is
Mm-hmm.
not my list of people that I need to call for the day or prospecting or relationship maintaining or whatever it is. It's not that.
Mm-hmm.
In this list is what 3 people could I call today that could change my life? If I called
Exactly.
them and I got a deal with them, would my
Mm-hmm.
whole business structure change? I mean, would things change? It's really
Mm-hmm.
reaching. It's really, really reaching. But I write down those 3 people and then I make an attempt to call them, whether I know them or not.
Right. Right. Yeah.
And so those are my people to call. Then down here is an area for notes so that when I talked to Zelda and she told me X, Y, and Z, I can write that down. And then over here in this little section on the end is for the end of the day or before I go to bed. And it is my gratitude section. What happened today
Mm-hmm.
that I'm grateful for?
Right. Right. Right.
And
That's
so
an
that's how
excellent
I put
format.
so that's how I plan my day. So the first thing I'm going to do is my reading, my prayer, all of that mental prep stuff. And then I start
Right.
writing. What's my quote for today? Who do I need to talk to? What am I going to do? So, if you guys want a pay, it's on a Word document. If you would like a page, you would just have to go and print them for yourself. Let me know. You can text me and I'll send it to you if you'd like to try using that. If you're not really using your day planner like you should, and you're not using your gratitude thing, then
Mm-hmm. I wanted to touch
try that.
back on.
Go ahead.
touch back on what you were saying, because when I said live with intent, that's like a perfect example of what you're doing. Because I'm a true believer of thoughts becoming things. So it's not so much the appointment, although that's imperative. You need to have that and be, practice good time management. But when you write those things down, like I'm going to excel, I'm going to empower someone, I'm going to this, you've already planted a seed of positive energy. So the next day, you've already read it so many times, your mind believes it, and you have that confidence because you planted the seed. And another thing that you touched on about reading, all stress everyone. Leaders are readers. If you are not reading something from a book every day, you're failing your clients. You're failing yourself. And you get your confidence also when you acquire knowledge through reading. So read something every day.
Yeah, absolutely. And for those of you that maybe your eyes are tired or whatever, or you have a long commute, you books by audio books are acceptable reading. They still get the
Yes.
information into you. So don't think, oh my gosh, I can't sit down and read a book. Just get an audible book. I'm about
But
half
don't
an
go to
hour.
sleep to it.
Yeah,
Don't
don't
go
go
to
to sleep
sleep
to it.
to it.
What it is that the commute to Los Angeles is tough, you guys. I mean, it's 90 minutes to go 30 miles sometimes. And I
Wow.
could not drive around LA without my Audible books, because that's 30 minutes to an hour of learning that I can
Yeah.
have while I'm in the
Hmm.
car. And so there's times in your life where the Audible books, I mean, they just come in handy. If I go on a long trip, like I'm going to Vegas or I'm driving to see Dr. Nadia in Phoenix, then I'll put a fun book in, so I'm in a good mood.
Hmm.
But if I'm
Yeah.
just doing commuter driving, I keep my eyes on the road, keep it going in business. So do read, whether you get a book or whether you are doing an Audible book. Please do read.
Yes. Yes.
So,
Yes.
for those of you who might be watching on the website, go to Instant Star Maker group in Facebook.com. You are taking questions there. If you are on Blab, of course, you can take questions here, but we have people on both places. So go be a part of the Instant Star Maker Facebook group and join in. And if you're here, inspiration, if you're not in our Instant Star Maker Facebook group, and I'll spell that out for you, Instant Star Maker, you are welcome to come to our Facebook group. All of you that are not part of the Facebook group are welcome. WTT Inspiration says, I think it's okay to go to sleep to it. It will just soak into your sleep meditation.
Well, it will, but you want to be able to apply what you learn. And I don't mean anything negative when I say this next statement, because I started like, I'm not going to read this. I have this book, The Laws of Success. It's a big book. And I was like, I don't want to read this whole thing. So I would listen to it. And I fell asleep on it so many times. And I was like, it's going to be in my subconscious. But I realized the day that I decided to open up the book and really get into it, I was missing valuable information that I could apply. So sleeping to it is good, but it's not going to help you. It's not going to add value to in terms of application. Meditation, you can sleep to. Knowledge, you need to be wide awake to be able to
To
apply.
go and
Brain
apply
does
it.
not work since dead. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So in terms of media, when it comes to the 3 people that you can call on your to-do list, you guys, my media stars, my Instant Star Maker stars, you guys need to put down 3 media people you need to call. I'm going to make it easy for you. Terrence is right here in the room. Ask him for his number. Ask him for his website. Ask him for his email. He has a show. I'm not saying you are a perfect guest. I'm just saying you need to find out if you're a perfect guest. So when you call Terrence, Coach Terrence, do not say, I want to be a guest on your show, because you don't know anything about his show. What you want to do is say, hi, Terrence, I'm interested in your show. Where can I listen to it? Listen to his show. Then, when you see that you're a match, call him back and say, I would like to be on the show. So there are
Exactly.
3 people to call every day. You need to have 3 media people that you're calling, emailing, or reaching out to. This will give you some natural momentum. Some of you guys have slowed down. How many people on this call, Coach Terrence said, hello, preach somebody. Okay, so how many of you, to be honest, you have your own show? Who else? I know Coach Terrence has his own show. He's even listed inside of the Showtime Media Academy. If you are an Academy member, his show is listed and posted with his contact information there. He allows our Academy members to contact him because they know how to pitch and they know how to act. Who has a show? Who in the room has their own show besides Coach Terrence? Charlene, I don't know. Are you doing a show right now? And what about WTT Inspiration? Okay, so Charlene says no. Felicia, are you back on your show? Felicia's been traveling and studying, so she kind of took a break. What about Resume? No show for Tracy. Okay. Hi, there's Ivy. Ivy's just like talking on the side. I have a wedding machine, an upcoming podcast, and an internet TV show. Yes, Ivy has a lot of things in here. I don't know why I can't get you in here, Ivy, but now you know that means that you got to be the guest next week. So you're going to have to work it out. I know you don't want to be on Blab, but that's too bad. You're going to have to work it out, honey. Ivy is awesome. We are missing out by not having her, really, truly. So she's like, yay, Blab hates me. Yeah, Blab does not like you. So if you have a show, you need to reach out in a way that makes other shows want to talk about you. And unfortunately, just talking about your show is not enough. Zelda's very lucky because she's got 3 books. She's got 3 ways that she can come at a show. The more books, the more products, the more things you have, the more things you can talk about. But they're not going to be thrilled to talk about your show. I don't get booked to talk about Right Place TV. I get booked to talk about other things that I do. Yeah. People are like, and incidentally, she has a show, blah, blah, blah. But that's not the only thing. The only people that do that, when you see someone on a show talking about their show, is when they're on the same network. So the channel 2 people will have all the other channel 2 people. Hey, your show was coming on tonight. Hey, that's great. Oh, that's awesome. Blah, blah, blah. You know, they talk each other's shows up. Now, if you are in a syndication like that, then yes, you will get a chance to pump each other up. But in the general world where we're all on different channels and we're all on different stations, it's tough to get booked for your show. So you need to create something else. Resume says I have 2 books and no show. Soon. Great. When you get your show, Tracy, come to me. We'll do some coaching. When you're ready to do your show, let me put it this way. Instead of get your show, when you're ready to do your show, let's talk about how you guys need to make your show. Not all of you need to do interview shows. I'm going to just let that sink in. Not all of you need to do interview shows. Okay? That format worked very well for me. I was very clear about what I was doing, and I have a very clear revenue model. But that's not the only revenue model. There are some other very lucrative revenue models, and you need to do what works best for you, number 1. Number 2, most of y'all do a show with no revenue model. You're just like, oh, I'm just practicing. I'm just getting better. Let me just explain something to you. It is very hard to stay interested in a part of your business that doesn't make any money.
Make money, yeah.
If it doesn't make any money, you're going to want to get out. You're going to want to ditch it. How many of you guys remember Shay Brown's? He has an awesome podcast on sales. Have anybody in this room ever listened to it? That is a magnificent podcast. Coach Terrence says yes. Isn't that a really great podcast? I mean, it is well done. I did teach him how to do that, but it is well done. It's deep, it's informative, and it's well done. But the reason why he hasn't done new shows is if you listen to the podcast, you know there is no commercials and there's not even a promotion for you to come and be his client. So that doesn't make any revenue for him. And I think he's kind of lost some interest. He says he's going to come back to it. But the thing is that if he had made offers for you to be a part of his sales, show. It's called the 10-Minute Sales Podcast. It's an amazing podcast. If you haven't gone through it, go through it. You will learn more about sales. You can just binge listen to it because each podcast is exactly 10 minutes. It's so perfect. It's just delicious work. I love it. I got to think about time. So when you come in exactly at 10 minutes, oh my God, my heart melts. So the thing is that you have to make sure you have the revenue model that goes with it so you can stay interested. Because like any smart business person, hey, a piece of your business that doesn't make money, what do you guys do? Get rid of it.
Yep.
Get rid of it.
That's true.
So Zelda, Ivy's on the side, and she's going to be talking with us about PR because I want you guys to learn a little bit more about how PR works. She works in a lot of different areas. She works in magazines, she works on TV, she works in radio, and she has a lot of experience. She's also one of the top writers on examiner.com. I used to write for examiner.com. I used to be the Los Angeles crowdfunding examiner. I'm no longer on there, but Ivy's at the top ranked of writers for examiner.com. Examiner.com alone can give you an incredible level of experience. So you need to get to know people around you, what they're doing, who they talk to, and make sure that you make a connection, because this can be your next breakthrough. So Zelda, I'm going to move into, I'm done with my teaching. You guys know, you can get in touch with me. You can text me if you have some questions that you want to talk to personally, or you want to get prepared for your own show. We have a whole program for you, so you can call me and we can deal with that. I want to ask you, Zelda,
yes,
when did you first know for sure you were going to be an author? When did that come to you?
Well, I didn't know I was going to be an author. I got the word, I want to say, from the creator. 2005, I think it was, I actually had failed attempted suicide. And it was like something in the back of my mind while I was cursing God out said, I need you to write this. And I procrastinated from it, because I didn't want anybody to know my dark, dirty secrets, because my first book was Jezebel's Last Dance, and it's very intense. But I noticed that life really messing up until I actually stood down and opened up the journal and started, putting together the pieces that were in there. And when I did that, I realized I hadn't healed. So going over these things that happened to me made me heal. And then one book kind of just led to another, because they were like, well, we read the story, but we want to know how you got out. So I had to write 2 more books after that. And so then it just kind of, I was like, okay, you wanted me to go through all this stuff so I can tell everybody about it so they can get healing from it. And boom, I'm an author. I wanted to be a singer when I was a kid. So author was never in the plan. It was to be at the Apollo.
Okay. Yeah, nobody's ever been at the Apollo talking about my book.
Yeah. But I did get to do the Apollo, but it wasn't successful. So, you got to know where your lane is. You have to pay attention and you'll find that out, So.
Okay.
So,
wow.
But it was intense. Yeah.
It was intense. It was intense.
I think what made me stay on course was I got a call from someone not a call. We actually ran into it. My husband and I were at the beach here in Pensacola, and there was a woman taking pictures, and she recognized me. And she told me she had sent my books this is a short version, to Nigeria, because a lot of women in Nigeria were getting raped, and sexual assault is discussed in that book as well. So that made me realize that while I thought I was just telling a story, make a couple of bucks, I was really, like I said earlier, about changing lives and making a difference. That gave me my confidence. That made me say, you know what, I got something valuable here, and I'm going to pursue it. So that's how that all rounded up.
In your business life, what was the last business decision that you can say you regret making?
The last business decision. I joined an MLM. No. Okay. And the reason I'm going to bring that up is because I thought that doing this MLM would be a good financial vehicle to finance my actual business, and it took me off course. But in terms of the coaching and author, for a minute, I did kind of regret becoming a coach because I came across a lot of suicide intervention, and it was just a lot of pressure that I wasn't really ready to. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not, that's not my field. But I understood that when I went to see a psychologist myself, they couldn't help me, so I took the life coach lane. But I didn't expect to have all this tension, But I only resented it for a minute, and I was okay coming back to it.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I mean, here's what happens is that when you're doing your thing, people see that you're talented and you're capable, and they go
Mm-hmm.
after you, and it can be such a temptation. It can pull you off track. At the time,
Yeah,
they make it seem like it's just part of what you're doing and you won't stop what you're
yeah.
doing. It takes you off track. And so, whenever you guys are adding something, whenever you
Mm-hmm.
guys are adding something to your life, to your agenda, you must take inventory and figure out what you're giving up. There's no such
Yeah.
thing as there's no downside. Now, you may be okay with giving up. If I get
Mm-hmm.
another dog, that means I have to give up some personal time to myself because now I have 3 dogs instead of 2 dogs. I'm not getting
Yeah.
another dog. Don't worry. I'm not that chick. But I have 2 dogs so they can keep each other company while I'm gone. But if I got another dog, I would have to give up some personal time because that dog
Mm-hmm.
needs time and attention. There's
Yeah.
always a give and take, and we add on and we add on and we add on, and we do
Mm-hmm.
not figure the
Balance.
cost. We do not
Yeah.
figure out, wow, if I take this job, if I take this client, what does
Mm-hmm.
that mean I can't do over here? Now,
Yeah.
sometimes if
Yeah.
you take this client, it just means you can't sleep in. You take this
Yep.
client, you
Yep.
can't watch TV in the afternoon.
You're
Big
gonna have to miss Scandal.
Yes, you don't have to miss scandal, exactly. But all I'm saying is that there is a cost. So be
Yeah.
very, very clear. Kevin Madison says hello to you, Zelda, and hello to me. Hi, Kevin.
Hi,
Welcome to the
Kevin.
call. And you guys in the chat room that have a question, please do continue to share. Number one, we've got another 30 minutes to go. And also ask your questions to Zelda. So, Zelda, here's my other question. I like to interview, and I like to interview on a deeper level, as you can tell. Um,
Mm-hmm.
in the scenario of hiring people,
Uh-huh.
how do you feel about hiring your family when you have family that is out of work?
I will never do it. And I'll tell you what, I'm very I critique a lot of things. And I understood the sacrifice it took to where I am. And family, particularly, will not give up that same sacrifice because they feel that you're family. So you will never get that 100%. I have clients that I tell, if you don't read Think and Grow Rich, I'm not even going to sign you up. So if I can't get family to do that, then we're not on the same mindset. I'm about anyone in my circle, whether you're working for me, whether we're going out, whether we're on the phone, if we have the same mindset, it's going to be a very short relationship. I'm not going to cast you out, but we're not going to do business because I have a goal, and you will never understand my goal because your mind is somewhere else. Family has a tendency to, laid back. I would rather bless them and pay the bill than have them work for me. That's how I would rather do that. Because reputation
Okay.
is everything. So
Yes. Resume Workshop, Tracy says, well, they should have offered to help when they were not in need. Don't come crawling when there's a need. Amen.
yeah, that's true too. But I just don't. I learned, and that's what, leaders are readers because you can have a person who's undeserving of your help, but karma comes without respect of persons, and you want to kind of keep your alignment and yet that energy kind of flowing positive. So if it's not going to hurt me to pay your bill, even though I know you're not deserving, I'm going to go ahead and pay because I'm going to get it back times 10. So yeah, that's
Got it.
my take on it. Yeah.
Okay, she expects to win. Just interjection. Speak and Grow Rich is a great book. If you guys haven't read it, it's a very old-timey book. If you can find the older version, not the newer edited versions, and I'll tell you why. For African Americans, the older version is an important version, and I'm going to tell you why. They've kind of edited that story out of the newer versions, and you can't find it. There's a story, and it's very respectfully done, so just listen to me. Don't get all excited before I finish saying what I'm saying. There's this, you know what I'm getting ready to talk about, don't you? She has an older copy, so she knows. Okay, so there's a story where the guy goes to see his uncle, and his uncle lives in the South. And a little African-American girl comes into the store, and this was back in the days when they were separated and people didn't, you had to say yes sir, no sir, and bow your head. And there's a little African-American girl who comes in there. His uncle owned the store, and says, and she waits politely for the man, and then they're talking, and he finally says, well, what do you want? And she says, my mama says I need 25 cents. You have to give me 25 cents. And he's like, oh, get out of here, get out of here. And so he starts talking to the young man again. The young man who saw this all happen is the one that's writing the book. And the little girl just stands there. And he turns around and says, what are you still doing here? And she says, my mama says you have to give me 25 cents. And he says, you better get out of here. I don't know what, get out of here. What are you doing? And he starts talking back to the uncle, and the girl doesn't move. And so he turns around and says, you're still here. And he gets a big switch, and he's like, I'm going to beat you, whatever. And the little girl stands her ground and yells at this man and says, my mama said you got to give me 25 cents. He doesn't move. And the man is like, okay. He goes in inside, he gives her 25 cents. And she backed out the door. She's watching him, but she backed out the door, and she went on back to her mother. So in the story, the man talks about perseverance, and he talks about how you got to stand in the face of being fearsome. But for African Americans, I think that there is an additional lesson in there. And here's what I think my take is on it. Anybody interested in that? Y'all still listening? Here's my take on it. We understand the sub-context of culture. And one of the things that I think is important out of, this story is relationship. Relationship. There was some relationship between that man and her mother that little girl could come and say, I need 25 cents. There was some relationship between that girl and that man to say, for her to go up and say, I need 25 cents. Okay. Relationship makes a difference. When you have good business relationships, when you have good home relationships, you can do so much more. It is not just about I can stand the perseverance and I can take it. It's also, can you create relationship? Now, I'm not going to impugn the man and say what he did or he did not do, but all of that was not possible without relationship. She didn't just beat him down because she had a will. She had a will to stand there because she knew what this man's response was going to be.
Yeah.
Just like our kids know how many times they ask us before they wear us down, right?
Yeah. But I'd like to add something to the end of that. What I love in that story, when you talk about terms of family, why would you help them or wouldn't help them? When he pulled out that switch, most of us, talking people of color, when we know it's going to hurt, whatever we're getting ready to do or need, we stop. We stop right there. We're not going to go through this pain because it's too hard. And we would have been like, okay, well, I just don't have a quarter. Sometimes you got to get a little pain to get whatever it is that you need. You have to go through it. And that part of the story, I was like, wow. Yeah, most people would have been like, okay, well, he put the switch out. I'll go find the quarter somewhere. But you got to stay in. You got to be able to pain.
Gotta be able to take the pain. Yes, she knew she couldn't go home. But here was the other thing. For my quote today, I expect to win. That little girl expected to win.
Yes, she did.
That little girl expected to win. Anyway, so you guys get the older version of that book. try to find the old version, not the newly fixed up ones where they're trying to be all PC. I know a couple of the people that are in the Speak and Grow Rich business now that, you know, they sell the new books, and
Yeah.
they're out of San Diego. I know them, and they have a heart for people. They don't want to offend African Americans, and they
Mhm.
think that story is offensive to us. He doesn't say the N word. He just says Negro. This was written
Mhm.
in the 30s, 20s, and 30s, and that was the word that they used. So it's not offensive, but people are sensitive, and they're trying to be like, okay, you know, blah blah blah. So anyway, I wanted to say that. So, what does the next level of Zelda Hayes business look like?
Well, I just started. Actually, today I created a course. I'm going to start having life courses available. I'm also working on book for the Hayes Life Formula. Um, but I'm going to start creating courses, online courses for you to empower yourself. And it's gearing from women from 18 to 40, where not so much business, but I mean, those who have survived domestic violence, sexual assault, because if you don't get over those painful pasts, you can't, you know, have a future. My whole little mission statement is like, let me help you get out from a painful past so you can create a better present and enjoy your future. So I'm
All right.
taking this business to a higher light, and want to be able to employ other women through affiliate programs and work at home programs through work Hayes Consulting. So
I
that's where
love
we're
that
going.
work at home programs and affiliate programs. So her vision, this is what I love about that. Hey, L. Rogers, how are you? Um, the Her vision includes not just me, I'm going to get rich and I'm going to help a million people, but she's going to put some people to work. She's going to help some
Yes,
money go through some other hands. I love
yes.
that about Zelda. She's got a heart for other people, and she
Thank
sees
you.
big vision. And so that's really, that's amazing. It's amazing. Okay, so rapid session. You ready? I know, you know, don't give me this, I don't watch TV. I know everybody's like, oh, I don't watch TV. I'm gonna tell you, I have a television show. I watch more TV than all of y'all put together. Yes, I do watch it on fast forward, and people's voices are really high because I can't get it in unless I watch it on fast forward. But I
Mm,
watch a lot of TV. Why? I have a TV show on real TV, and I'd like to get the ideas. Plus, this is sweeps month. February is sweeps month. That's why you're having all these shows having these big finales. We have another sweeps
mm,
month in May. All the shows will be all fantastic. This is the month to watch. So
mm.
here's the thing. So I'm going to ask you some questions. Name me 3 TV shows that Zelda likes to watch.
Scandal, The Walking Dead,
Oh, she's my girl.
and Everybody Loves Raymond.
Okay, never watched that
That's
one,
an
but 2
old one,
out of
but
3. 2 out of 3. You're my girl. You're my girl. All right. So we got Walking Dead and Scandal stuff that we can talk about.
well,
Okay.
I love and hip hop too. So
Okay. I can't handle love and hip hop. I can't handle it.
they
I'll be
give me
honest.
new
I
book
can't handle
titles.
it.
They give me new book titles. You learn to get the
Yeah,
new book titles
I
watching that
bet,
show.
huh? I know. That is true. That is true. It is good for that.
Yeah,
I heard somebody else say that too. I was like, really? I was like, oh, okay.
yeah. I want to coach them. Go ahead.
Yes. Oh my God, they need it from the bottom to
Woo!
the top. Okay,
Yes.
tell me the last 2 books that you read. One for fun and one for business.
Uh, all my books are for business and they're fun. So the last ones that I've read was Acts and It Is Given by Abraham Hicks and 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene.
Oh, I love that book. Isn't that a great book?
Woo!
Now, for those of you that are getting that book, get the book because the ebook totally sucks. I had the book, and I wanted to reread it, and the book is like this thick.
Mm,
So I bought the ebook, but the ebook isn't crafted the way the book is. What's so
mm,
cool about the 48 Laws of Power is that he gives you examples of it, and on the
mm-hmm.
side there are little stories of people who use the law.
Use
And
them.
then
Yeah.
there's even a story of somebody who used the reverse of the law and it came out
Mm-hmm.
okay. And so
Yeah.
it's got this really beautiful structure to it that you do not get on the
Mm-hmm.
ebook. I have never recommended not the ebook before until this. The Kindle book, don't buy the Kindle book. Buy the real physical book of 48 Laws of Power. It'll change your life. It will change
Yes.
your freaking life. It'll
Yeah.
change your life.
But don't tell too many people that you read it. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, because people get freaked out. But don't people get freaked out? Like,
Yes,
I mean, you and I can read it and
that.
go, isn't this story so great? And we'll be talking about it. But then other people are like, oh, is she using it on me? Is it like the Force? Is she doing something to, it's like, of course I'm doing something for you. I'm going to, I want to get what I want to get. Are you kidding me? Of course,
but
that's why I read it. But one of these days I'm going to start a Blab book club. I think I just have to get enough people who like the books that, you want to know why too? You want to, she said, I want to know why too. Because it will make you a more powerful person. It's like the first time you read Green is a good book. And also he has a book called Seduction. Seduction is good. The third one I didn't enjoy as much.
Yeah.
So
I didn't read the third one. I reread a lot. But to answer one of the things with where she said, what I found out with that book, I'll say this in 3 words: money, freedom, and power. You can sugarcoat it any way you want to, but that is what everyone in this world wants. To be able to be debt free, go where you want, whenever you want, have the freedom to pack up, go, come back, and not have a worry. It is done in such a crazy way that we don't see it. We are made to be the customers. Most American people are made to be customers. And then
I won't say most American people. I will say this is the African American thing. We are consumers culturally. $36 trillion goes out and we don't control any of it. And
we don't.
You're right. It is money, freedom, and power. It helps you understand how to use it. And it also helps you figure out where you're weak at. And maybe you don't want to train in another area. You just want to make your areas stronger and just know what your weaknesses are. I tend to pick fights I can win. I'm that chick. I'm not going to tell you I'm going to beat you up until I've totally assessed you from head to toe. I already know your cousins don't live in town. They ain't going to come and get me. I already know you're going to be on this route. That's me.
I'm that chick that I don't think twice. I'm like, okay, it's 9 of y'all. Y'all can't get me at the same time. You got to catch me first. That's crazy thinking. But I like a challenge. I'm like, okay, let's go. Come on.
Yeah. I assess it. And unless I'm really backed into a corner, I'm not going to come out fighting unless I already know I'm going to win. So if I invite you to battle, you need to think twice.
But here's the perfect thing about that book. A perfect thing about that book. It will show you how to do a battle, win the war without a person even know they were in it.
Exactly. And you get what you want and you keep going. Yes. It isn't about physical battle.
Who was that?
Yeah, who was that? How did they get to the top and how did they get what they want? So it's like all of you guys, we love all you guys on the broadcast. Get the book, read it, use it. We're all happy for you. We're not trying to keep anything from you. But I'm always calculating. I'm always looking for a win. And I rarely go into a situation where if I can't win, I'm not going to fight that battle. I'm not going to play that game. I'm going to change the game to a game I can win. I can't play pinochle.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to invite you to play pinochle. I'm going to invite you to play something I think you can't play well. You don't know Go Fish like I know Go Fish. You got to get it. You're going to have to try to work that on me. So
but too many.
I get your Go Fish.
Yeah, but too many people knowing that you read your book, you've already stopped. You know, you've already put a blockage up at whatever you're trying to do. I did a video on YouTube about how to. I forgot how I put it, but it was basically not outshining your master. When you say that, people are like, I don't have a master, but you just took it the wrong way. That means you're not ready for the book.
Yeah, it is. And we all have to take that into consideration. And that's a law that I personally have some trouble with. And so there's a little bit of balance of you growing, but also not outshining the master. So you guys gotta We should do a joint book thing and a joint book read. If you guys all want to do that, text me and let me know. And then maybe, because Zelda's been through the books, and
I
I've
love
been
it.
through the books, and we can just go chapter by chapter and break it down. But
We'd be
Robert
debt free
Greene
really
is
fast.
awesome. Yes, he is awesome. So we got three people that say yes, Zelda. And see, me and Zelda don't even have to buy the book. We just got to pull it out.
I've got notes. I took courses on them.
Did you? Wow. I just have read it over and over again myself and everything. And also Machiavelli. Machiavelli is a great book to read.
Yeah.
50 Cent actually made a cartoon, not cartoon, but like a comic book version of Machiavelli. But it was hard to read. I read the book, and it was too hard because you know how comic books are missing the panels. It's like I couldn't even figure out what was going on. So I don't know. He made it for young men. I just think it needed to be made better, if that makes any sense. It needed to be.
He threw in a 50th law also.
Yes. Yeah.
And it was
I
very
have not
powerful.
read 50th Law yet. Was that good? Okay. I gotta read that. He's a really astute businessman. I mean, he's been through a lot of stuff, but he has learned some things about business that are very, very important. And you cannot poo-poo him. You cannot poo-poo him.
No.
Okay.
He socializes with Robert Greene. They're like this.
Oh wow. I did not know that.
Yeah.
Okay. Very good. Very good. Okay, so tell me this. What choice of music would we be surprised to find out is in your music collection?
Rock, Tchaikovsky. I like a lot of classical for mental stimulation. Kenny Rogers. That's my secret baby daddy when I was a kid. I like a lot of music, but my thing is, more classical music.
Okay.
Beethoven, Tchaikovsky. But when I'm cleaning up, it's me and Patti LaBelle. We in here and we just getting down.
That's funny. That's funny. My best friend, if she's really cleaning, this is so weird, but it's the soundtrack to The Sound of Music. Like she'll put on The Sound of Music. That's like one of her favorite movies. And she cleans the house to that. I'm like cracking up. I'm like, okay, whatever. I don't feel like scrubbing when I watch The Sound of Music. I just want to sit there. I love classical music for meditation. I used to play the piano. So, years and years of listening to classical music. And then I just have my own things. Okay, so we're almost out of time. I really want you to talk for a minute about the programs that you offer now, what you're doing, and put into the chat room, type in there what it is and how we can get in contact with you.
Okay, trying to.
Oh, and they want you to sing before this is over somehow.
You don't want me to sing now. I don't have a song to sing. Anyway, so you want me to type the program? Well, if I put the website, it has the courses and stuff listed down there. Is that a little bit easier?
Yes. I'm stunned by her singing.
My friend.
Can you put? You can put like www. Can you see the chat room on the side?
Yeah. Put the website down there.
Okay, put the website. So tell us about the programs.
Like I said, I just created the first one today, and that was darn it! It left my brain. And this is when we talk about confidence, remembering things earlier. It was Working Faith with Action, the workbook. You have the book, and what I did was I took lessons out of the book and kind of made you think and gave you some assignments with it. That's the first one, but I'm going to be working on a couple more. I also have life coaching, but I'm doing it in increments, like an hour and so forth, different packages. And that's pretty much it. But I'm going to be doing The Power of a Woman. That's going to, because all of my books in the back, it has a workbook to kind of make you think and answer questions. So I'm going to turn it into all of them into courses. Right now, the only course up there is the Working Faith with Action. And it talks about law of attraction, positive affirmations, accountability, being responsible for yourself, eliminating people, changing your health, things like that nature. So
Changing your health. Okay.
yeah.
And everybody, let's go through the people at the top. Make sure you're following everybody. Make sure you're following Zelda. Make sure you get to know each other. I'm going through the whole list to make sure that I'm following everybody. And we have some, new people. So let's do our media mob really quick and just go ahead and follow the different people. Make sure that you connect with them. Because you can invite them to anything that you're doing. We're just about done. We're just about done. This is just an amazing time, and we are going to be back with another Media Monday. I'm going to try to get Ivy on. I don't know. I think she had a low signal. Blab does not work with low signals, and of course the replay. So if you're not on our list, go to ShowtimeMediaAcademy.com. Let me give you the link. You will get, number one, you will get our media, how to harness the media ebook. So you get the how to harness the media ebook, and then you're going to be on the list. So you'll be able to get the replays of Media Monday. You'll be able to find out more about our media revenue insiders, show you how to make money with your show. I'm determined to get my show host off of, I won't say you're on Skid Row, but you're on show Skid Row. I want you guys making money. I want you guys getting sponsors. I want you guys taking joy in this thing we call a show, a radio show, a television show. I want you to have fun, and I want the money to flow to you. So I want to show you some of the things that I did to do that. So I have a clothing sponsor. Gwenny B gives me the clothes that I wear. Almost every time you see me, I am in clothes that are sponsored by Gwenny B. You can go to rightplacetv.com to get the link for that. If you'd like 30 days of clothes for free and you wear size 10 and up, please go to rightplacetv.com and take advantage of that. It's a fantastic service, great different styles. I literally don't have to think about what I'm going to wear, just which outfit I'm going to wear. And it's rent the runway. So basically it's rent the runway for a regular woman. You can pick out your outfit. They give you a bag to mail it back. So when I go home tonight, I will take this off. I will mail it back, postage paid. Don't have to go to the cleaners. And I get a new dress or outfit. I go to Right Place TV and I post some of the things that I've picked out. So like you don't have to pick out what I wore. So we don't have to run into each other in the same thing. But if you're a size 10 and up, 10 to 22, real women, you can get some cute stuff at Gwenny B. So I'm always texting about it. I'm always posting about it. And here's my website, rightplacetv.com. Use my link because I want them to know you came from me. Go to rightplacetv.com, and then you'll see a lady with a blue and white shirt on that says Gwenny B. Click that. It'll take you straight to the site. Okay? Click that. It'll take you straight to the site. That way they know that I sent you. You can go to GwennyB.com, but I would like them to know that I sent you so they know that I'm doing my job as a spokesmodel.
Yes.
All right, Zelda, thank you so much. You have been wonderful. Definitely
thank you.
Back and talk to you some more. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was good to see everybody coming back in.
Thank you. Thank you.
Right place. Oh, I wrote it wrong. I'm sorry. Right. I can't type, you guys. I need someone in the group to type. I can spell, but I can't type. I spelled my own name wrong in this. rightplacetv.com, you guys. Thank you so much. I will post a replay, and I'll see you guys next week. We'll get Ivy on. We'll talk a little bit more about PR for your business, and then PR for your show. How do you work that out? I'm going to tell you guys exactly the plan that I use and what gets you the big attention. Okay? I'll see you guys soon.
Thank you.
Love you guys.
Take
Remember,
care.
ignoring one's conscience is neither safe nor right.
Amen.